Liberation for the nation, baby. Can't stop a tank with no key. Let's continue to grind, baby. Mama said there will be days like this. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it. Perseverance, hard work, and fight. Get you right all the time, right? Come on. It's unusual. But man, I'm telling you guys, if you want a thing bad enough, you got to go out there and fight for it, right? Come on. Let's go. Come on. I know it's about 2 or 3 of you guys up in here. We got to wake back up this algorithm. Yes, we live. I see you, Iceberg Q. Yeah, come on. Come on. Lance, yo, guess who back, baby? Huh? Oh, y'all finna get the realest. Come on. Yeah. I'm still setting it up. Shout out to you, Chase. Let's go. Come on. Satchel. Appreciate you. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Come on, baby. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah. I'm back, baby. Alita la raza. Yes, mucho elegante. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Hey. I'm telling you guys, man, you talking about going through war. You know what I'm saying? Is it my body be punished for hard living? Blind to the fact. It's like thugs and convicts in God's prison. Hands on the straps of praying, so Father, please forgive me type of action that I had to go through to get to right here to this particular point. And I really appreciate you guys, man, for battling this thing out with me and being able to be a part of this situation. Man, oh man, it's been a long, long journey to get this thing back up and operating, and we're back live like 95. I know a lot of people were like, Law, why are you continue to upload or re-upload? We're not live. I can't get credit for my love and adulations that I gave and put out and these sorts of things. Man, it's just been one of those things. But just like anything in life, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, right? Shout out to you, Iceberg. Yeah. So, yes, indeed, man. So the draft is right around the corner. The draft, pretty much, you can say to yourself, the draft is here. Teams should already have their draft board together. And I know a lot of people probably looking at this thing saying, well, why Law got these wide receivers up here? You know, we're going to talk about wide receivers. And you got to leave no stone unturned. And I know the Surtain, the Horn conversation, the Parson conversation, hey, I literally seen people say, well, if you draft Kyle Pitts, teams will run all over you. You know, teams will put 200 to 300 yards rushing. And I'm saying, like, no, dog, it don't work that way. It flat out don't work that way. Whoever you draft in the first round is not going to shut down the run. It's not. It don't work. Look, you could have had Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn on this team last year versus the Browns, and they would have still put up those same numbers, right? So you can't look at it like that. Every person or every individual person that's on this particular team, you got to look at it as a collective, of course, but you got to also look at how they will be utilized within the confines of this system, right? So those are the truths of it. You got to figure those parts out in order to get ahead. Now, my thing is when we look at draft talent, year to year it changed. Year to year you might have the best safety that can go in the top rounds, right? Well, the top 10 picks. Or you might have the best, let me throw out this, a linebacker that you have to draft 5th overall or 6th overall. It's just predicated upon how everything operates and works. That's just how it is, Cowboy Nation. So let's listen in to this one right here. Let me check something out right quick. Just bear with me for a few seconds here, Cowboy Nation and beyond. We still building the plane while it's in the air. I know a lot of people probably looking at this thing saying, "La." But when we look at everything, let's listen to them right quick, and I will be able to go back and forth with you guys in a few seconds. Give me 1 second.
Was considered unique. That was last year. Obviously, breaking news. This class is considered the cream of the crop. And this executive told Albert Breer that Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle are all better than Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs. Quote, they're different body types and styles. Now, notice CeeDee Lamb was not included in that yet. They're different body types and styles. You got the powerful physical guy in Chase, the explosive playmaker who's incredible with the ball in his hands in Waddle, and the all-encompassing route runner with speed and toughness but not size in Devontae. They're all better than Jeudy and Ruggs.
Now, you guys hear that, right? They all better than Jeudy and Ruggs, right? So those are things that we have to look at. Year to year, the draft is different. And year to year, it depends and predicated upon how and where the person goes to as it relates to team and what they needs and these sorts. So there's a lot of things that go into play, a lot of things that goes into this. And we ourselves, we can't be aloof to it. Just bear with me. I'm building the plane while it's in the air. Just bear with me. And those are the truths right there. A lot of things goes into it. Let's play this right quick.
Lamb is right there in the mix with them, but Ruggs and Jeudy are below those guys for me. Of course, Ruggs went 12 to the Raiders. And we know that Jeudy ended up in Denver. All the dominoes fell to give the Cowboys CeeDee Lamb, which, of course, caused our reaction on our live Zoom coverage that went viral in the Metroplex. Does this article, or what does this article or opinion from this insider do for you if you get one of these wideouts at 10?
All right, so my thing is I have to rewind for those who just not tuning in on my Facebook. I just introduced them into the room here. Here's the thing. This is what we're talking about. There's no rhyme or reason to say, okay, I would never look at a certain position. I would never look at this position. No, you got to make sure you leave no stone unturned. And for those who just not jumping in, let me just rewind it for a few seconds if you guys are okay with that. Let's go.
Was considered unique. That was last year. Obviously, breaking news. This class is considered the cream of the crop. And this executive told Albert Breer that Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle are all better than Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs. Quote, they're different body types and styles. Now, notice CeeDee Lamb was not included in that yet. They're different body types and styles. You got the powerful physical guy in Chase, the explosive playmaker who's incredible with the ball in his hands in Waddle, and the all-encompassing route runner with speed and toughness but not size in Devontae. They're all better than Jeudy and Ruggs.
So you guys get what I'm saying? When you get what he's saying as well, is that this draft is different from the last draft. And you had Judy and Ruggs, who I believe was pretty good, but, we drafted C.D. Lamb. And I know a lot of people going to be looking at this thing saying, Lord, why are you talking about wide receivers? Well, I'm talking about this best player available, and let's just listen to what they have to say about this.
Lamb is right there in the mix with them, but Ruggs and Judy are below those guys for me. Of course, Ruggs went 12 to the Raiders, and we know that Judy ended up in Denver. All the dominoes fell to give the Cowboys CeeDee Lamb, which, of course, caused our reaction on our live Zoom coverage that went viral in the Metroplex.
Right.
Does this article, or what does this article or opinion from this insider do for you if you get one of these wideouts at 10?
Well,
Let's listen.
At least tell me that this is a real option. At least it needs to be. Now, it also depends on what your plans are. See, the Cowboys know their plan for Michael Gallup. I don't know their plan.
Right.
They know their plan for Amari Cooper. I don't know their plan.
Facts.
But, if you were to sit here and tell me that these guys all grade out better than CeeDee Lamb, okay, who was the third wide receiver picked in the draft, let's just say they all grade out better than CD. Amari's expensive, and Gallup's a free agent. Okay, you never want to just draft for one thing, meaning the future or the present. You want to draft for both at all times. And the drafting of a wide receiver would be a present and future pick at the same time. You're making a decision on Michael Gallup by drafting this guy. You're making a decision on Amari Cooper. They don't have to pay CeeDee Lamb for 4 more years. So they can get 4 years of real cheap wide receivers if they were to draft one. By the time that CD is going to come up for contract, Amari will be out of his contract. So they'll never be paying 3 wide receivers at the same time.
All right, so let me break this down for the people way in the back. Let me break it down for y'all. We're not saying, collectively speaking, that the Cowboys should go out there and just draft a wide receiver. No, that's not anybody's argument, right? That's not nobody's statement. Here's the situation. We all know that this team need help on defense. And in order to get that help, Cowboy Nation, they must draft well, because they do not believe, they do not believe in, dare I say, free agency. Now, they did bring in Keanu Neal. They did bring in the KZ, not Jay-Z, but they brought in those 2 guys to help solidify the secondary, which Keanu Neal, he's going to play on that weak side linebacker.
Law, I told you weeks ago they was going to allow players to change numbers cause it's a good money move. Fire. 100.
Sip the truth. Appreciate you. See, I get that back since I got this channel operating. Appreciate you, Sip the Truth. Yeah, you did say that. Shout out to you for the $14.99 for your mind. Appreciate you. And shout out to somebody over here on the PayPal. Adam, appreciate you. Stanley, appreciate you, man, for dropping $50 in the PayPal. Really appreciate you so much for your love and adulations to help elevate the nation. And we're back live like 95 on Law Nation's page, baby. So no more re-uploads, baby. No more double uploads. It's all real and live like 95, baby. And I haven't forgot about the Law Nation 2.0. We'll figure that out. I want to get some quick feedback from you guys. Should I still go live on there just in case, Go live on all 3 platforms, Law Nations 2.0, as well as the Facebook. I appreciate everybody. Let me see. I think I saw somebody jump in over here on Facebook. Mo, what do you know? Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much on the Facebook groove. Man, let me know, man. Y'all support the nation no matter where I'm at. I really appreciate that. So here's the situation. The wide receiving situation, I know we need help on defense. But if the best player available is a wideout, then you got to roll with that. Just like I lamented earlier, we could have had J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain last year on this team, and guess what? If we were playing against the Browns, they would have still ran the same amount of yards. That's facts right there. You still have to build from the inside out. And unfortunately, the Dallas Cowboys, who we love, right, who we absolutely love with all of our heart, right, they just don't believe in going out there with the quick fixes and cementing this thing as it relates to quality players in the free agency. Now, the guy that I really like out of the free agency that's on the front is the Brent Urban kid. I really, really like his temperaments. I look back at some of his older tapes and film and these sorts of things, and he looks like he got that tenacity. I'm not selling or denigrating Antoine Woods nor Carlos Watkins, but they're going to have to really prove it to us again. It's like, what you can do again. And, of course, Brent, he will too, but you guys got to look at this thing in those fashions. And I'll talk about the jersey numbers and these sorts of things, sip the truth. Let's listen to more what they got to say. I'm limited with time.
Like big money. So they've got some options, and they've got some flexibility if they wanted to go this route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could get behind it if you're telling me Gallup is going, we're not bringing Amari back, and again, see, these corners, there's just a feeling that these corners are like really, really solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're talking about wide receivers that are as good or better than CeeDee Lamb, that moves up from solid to great.
Right.
And then if you're talking about Kyle Pitts, you're talking about from great to Hall of Fame. So if great and Hall of Fame are on the board with your really, 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 really solid players at your biggest position of need,
right,
then I would choose to go with great or Hall of Fame over solid. If they're really, 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 really close, then I'm going with the position of need because I'm loaded on offense. I can find receivers, and my defense has absolutely nothing. So the bottom line is this, in my opinion.
What's the bottom line?
All these options are lining up. It feels like the Cowboys will be in a tremendous position Thursday night with the draft coverage brought to you by Pluckers. It feels like they could have a quarterback fall that someone moves up for. It feels like they could have an offensive lineman fall. It feels like they could have their first choice of defensive players. They can get their top corner. Ross Tucker just joined us and talked about Micah Parsons, the linebacker. It feels like you want options in life. You know, you want to be able to choose and not just be forced into one thing. And it feels like the Cowboys are going to have all the different options picking at number 10.
Right, so he's talking about options. Here's the situation. A philosophy is a philosophy. I've seen so many times people will go back and forth with me and say, well, Law, we need defense. We need help on defense. And I say, well, what are your philosophies? Like, what is the philosophy, the root philosophy that you live by, right? What is the philosophy? If they went with best player available last year and they said that they're going to do best player available again this year, then that's their philosophy, right? So you shouldn't change your philosophy. You shouldn't say to yourself, I'm not going to live by this philosophy no more. No. If the philosophy is you put your right sock on first, right? And your left sock on second. You know, and then you find your slippers and you slide your slippers on, you walk throughout your house, then that's your philosophy. I'm trying to break it down in smallest of the smallest terms, right? But now all of a sudden you say, well, I no longer like that philosophy and I no longer want my socks on, right? I no longer want to put my house slippers on. I want to walk around barefooted. Then that's a change of philosophy. You're not doing the same thing that you did last year. And I don't hear that the Cowboys are willing to change that. The other part of the problem would be this right here. Shout out to you, Prince. Prince says Horn is a Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's my dog right there. is that they drafted best player available last year and see how that happened. You saw what you got. You know, you didn't make it to the playoff, et cetera. Well, I would still say, and this is my argument, that was the best move for the Cowboys. Not talking about their record, but the players that they accumulated. CeeDee Lamb with the first, the second round was Trayvon Diggs. That was good drafting. Those two are good guys on your team. But a reach would have been Levon Chasen, because you needed a defensive guy, right? And scrambling for a wide receiver in the second, or whatever way that they decided to go in the second. I digress. Appreciate you, Daniel. I see you, fam.
Is all you can ask for, and then you just got to make the right decision.
You know, if you look at it from a couple perspectives, it's with simply what is the more unique talent? Is it, you know, is Kyle Pitts? Is Kyle Pitts going to, if he is great? What is the gap between good and great? That's it. The gap between good and great at the running back position is not very big, and that's why the position's been devalued. The gap between elite and good at tight end is so huge. It's such a game changer. The gap between elite and good at quarterback is the biggest in sports, and that's why it's so valuable. You've got to be able to find unique. You got to look for unique, and if that's what the wide receivers are, if that's what Pitts is, if that's what the corners are, then go with that and be prepared to fail, because you have to be cool with that. You've got to be cool with taking the risk and you know, shooting for the reward and understanding that you might fail at this.
Okay. Now let me say this again. To fill in needs, you do that through free agency. I've seen somebody say, look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Would they won the Super Bowl without their free agent moves? Right? They wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without their free agent moves. Oh, Lord, do you have any historical data on that? As far as the previous team? Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs. They would not win the Super Bowl, or they would not have won the Super Bowl without their free agency acquisitions. Oh, Lord, do you have any more facts with that to make my teeth whiter? You know? Oh, the previous team before that. There's a trend. There's a reason why people make thousands of dollars in the stock market with options, right? Because they can read the trends. It's not by grabbing a handful of ideas and throwing it on the wall and see which one stick. You got to figure out your philosophy. Now, some people swing trade, some people don't. Some people go long on a certain option, some people go short. You got 3 moves, and that's it. Buy, sell, or stay put. But in order for you to do that, you got to get into the game. Well, teach me the game. Well, no, you got to earn your own way, right? Everybody want it until they can't get it, until they understand the price of it. So my thing is, because everybody want to be wealthy and rich, right? But when you tell them these are the avenues you got to go to, nah. I can even take it biblically for you, right? A rich young ruler saw Jesus, the Messiah, walking. He said, man, I want to be with him. I want to do what he's doing. Man, it seems like that's fun. That seemed like a good thing. So it contextualized it that he ran to the guy. Hey, man, what do I need to do to be like you, basically? I'm paraphrasing. You need to get rid of this, sell all your possessions, get rid of that, get rid of this. Get rid of those ladies over there in the corner. He's like, nah. He's like, I catch you on the rebound. He wasn't ready to do and make the sacrifice. Law, Cowboy Nation, what do we need to do in order to have a dominant front? Got to make the investment. Need an interior guy, a guy that can gobble up too. Well, we got this Poe guy last year. Well, didn't you see his previous returns? Did you look up his historical data before? Oh, well, we reached at this guy, Malik. No, not Malik. What's the other guy that got snapped up? Name at the tip of my tongue. Not Malik, but his name got grief. But he was injured the first day. Didn't even get a chance to play. See, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We need to draft the best player available. And that's been my stance. Law, who are you going with the 10 pick? Best player available. But we don't. Best player available. McCoy. Appreciate you, Prince. Good Lord. I forgot his name. Gerald McCoy. The real McCoy. But you guys get what I'm saying. I got 6 more minutes. Let's play this out. Let's speed through this one.
What's the QB piece that you found that you were kind of talking about 2 weeks ago?
Well, we had talked about this a couple weeks ago where, it's 2-5. It's 40% of first-round quarterbacks over the last 15 years have been given second contracts.
Right.
Okay.
Say that again.
2 out of 5. 40% of quarterbacks have been given second contracts.
2 out of 5.
Okay.
More than the last 15 years, last 20 years. So it's a 40% proposition. And we're not even in this counting the most recent guys because this you can't go beyond like 2016. Right, at the first round because they would have been they're still on their rookie deals. So there's a chance that you're going to have 2 more guys that are not on there. And shoot, Sam Darnold's now on there because he hasn't been given a second contract by his current team. Well, now you factor in the rest of the positions in the draft and where those players wind up you getting second contracts or not getting second contracts. And man, this is why I will never trade up in the high parts of the first round.
All right, so he's going into details, man. I'm strapped for time here. Time is my enemy. But I will say this. That's why he was saying you never move up. And there's consequences and repercussions to moving around in the draft as far as your picks. My thing is, with that 10th pick, hear me out, Cowboy Nation. And they can do whatever they want to do. It's the Cowboys. This is Jerry Wine Jones' team. I say wine because he liked to buy that 7-Eleven wine. You guys know what I'm saying, right? So here's the situation. Stay put because there will absolutely be in this draft. Come on, where you at? Come on. There will be a dog. Flat out, there will be a dog in this draft that you can scoop up, pick up, and put on your team with the 10th pick. What kind of dog? We don't know yet. So whether it's Surtain, whether it's Horn, whether it be God dog it me, I heard crazier stories. Parson, Slater, Elijah Vera Tucker. If Pitt somehow fall, right, you pick him up. I'm going back to the stance right here. For the offensive line, for your mind, will any of these guys be better than Terrence Steele with the 10th pick from the offensive line category? Can anybody argue like, nah, dog, Terrence Steele, he been pumping some weight, baby. He gonna be ready, man. His kickback, everything gonna be off the chain. Terrence going to be the man. Oh, Brandon Knight, he going to block everything that's in front of him. Oh, my goodness. Man, you can't wait to see Brandon Knight. No. Give me Elijah Vera Tucker over Brandon Knight or over Terrence Steele. Right? Give me Slater, right? Give me Sewell. Give me Telvin Jenkins, right? Any of those guys that will be drafted will be better. Let me know if I'm wrong, Cowboy Nation. So that's moving that part and picking that up and moving it to the shelf, right? Talk about DBs. Surtain, Horn, Greg Newsom. Will any of those guys be better than a Rashard Robinson? Will any of those guys be better than him? Right? Well, Rashard might not even make the team, but I saw him out there last year for too many plays, for too many reps. Will any of these guys be better than a Reggie Robinson? So you guys get my point. Terrence Steele, arms is too short. Appreciate you for that comment there. Avery, trade back, make it a defensive tackle, our best BPA. Avery. In order for the Cowboys trade back, you got to get a king's ransom. And we lamented, we said this when we was out there at the Mavericks bar. Me, Big Game James, Boss Cowboy, DDP, and all of those boys that we was out there, we were saying that, hey, could be quite possible, or we was in the Waffle House, one of those locations. You know, I was a cameraman law. If you moving from the 15th slot to the 10th slot, I'm talking about the Patriots, that will be nice, right? That will be a marvelous thing to move from the 15th spot to the 10th spot, and you still pick up J.C. Horn, or you still get your defensive guy. You get the Patriots second-round pick as well, or you get there next year first for those movebacks of movements there. That will be cool. But you got to have a dancing partner. And my thing is, for the Cowboys with that first overall draft pick, I think that it's valuable to make sure that you don't get too cute with it and you keep the guy that you got. It's 5 of them, right? You get 5 years of them, right? And you get 5 cheap labor out of that particular player. You stay put. That's all I'm saying with that. Appreciate everybody that tuned in and rocking in. Cowboy Nation. One day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick, you stack these things together. And these things will happen, Cowboy Nation. Let me get on out of here. I got to roll. Oh, I will probably go live again tonight on all of the platforms. Twitch, Law Nation's 2.0 and Law Nation page. We're going to rev this thing out. I will be flying out to California, and I guess it's going to be, tomorrow. I'll be flying out to California, so I might pump out a lot of content tonight because I'll be flying out, and I'll be on the west side. They say west side is the best side, so I'll be over there putting my feet all through some sand, baby, and maybe I'll be a couple shades darker and get that sunlight all over me, vitamin D, have a good time with friends and family. And, of course, we'll go live out there as well and enjoy the festivities and these sorts of things, recharge up. And when I'm on vacation, y'all on vacation, y'all know how this thing goes. We're back at it, Cowboy Nation. Yeah, come on. Yeah. We're going back to Cali, baby. Turn me up. They say, ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah. Be sure to check out all of the other Cowboys content creators and tell them, Law Nation is back, baby. We rockin'. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Let me see some fire emojis in the chat box, baby. For the law. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all can let you slide with me, huh? Hey. Eyewitness. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it down, baby. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah. 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 As the world turn, watch the helmet turn, baby. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Shout out to all the HBOs and the SGs out there. Let's continue to grind and shine. Y'all got to put this down on your mento. Write this down. When the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Kick that beat in. Yeah, come on. Shout out time. Damon, appreciate you. Let's go, Mo. King Ken GT. Killer K. Yeah.
Nowadays, nothing really is ice. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the door.
Shout out to you, James. Let's go.
Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a wait till I.
Shout out to all the Facebook gang.
Different colors in my baggy light. Yeah. Chalk it up. Talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy.
And remember,
my mama telling me,
you're listening to nothing but the bass.
only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway.
Yeah.
I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days.
We out.
I might